Hey everybody, welcome to our deep dive.
Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to be looking at
Yeah.
how to keep your faith strong
Mm.
when you're online all the time,
Especially,
especially with social media.
yeah, social media is like a whole other world.
And we're going to be focusing on some excerpts today
Yeah.
from Navigating Faith in a Digital World.
Such a good read.
It really is.
So insightful.
I think it can really help us figure out how to
Yeah.
live out our faith online.
Totally. And stay grounded in what we believe.
Yeah.
Even when everyone else is, posting all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to feel like
Yeah.
you're not enough
Right.
when you see
Oh, yeah.
everyone else's perfect lives.
The perfect vacations, the perfect families.
Yeah, have you ever
Yeah.
scrolled through your feed and just been like,
Every day.
ugh,
I feel that.
why am I not that awesome?
The book actually talks about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it connects it to this verse in Romans.
Okay.
It's Romans 12.2,
Okay.
and it's all about
Okay.
not conforming to the world,
Yeah.
but transforming your mind.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's like Paul knew about social media.
Right, like he knew we were going to be dealing with this
Yeah.
thousands of years later.
So what does that actually look like?
Yeah,
though?
so instead of letting social media define us,
Yeah.
we can choose to see ourselves
Yeah.
through what the book calls God's loving lens.
I love that.
It's so
God's loving lens.
Yeah.
But how do you actually do that?
Yeah.
How do you
That's a great question.
switch your perspective like that?
It takes intentionality.
Yeah.
And the book talks about setting boundaries
Oh, yeah.
with social media,
Such a,
like any other relationship.
yeah, it's you don't
Yeah.
want to be in a relationship that's toxic.
Right.
So it's creating a healthy relationship
Yes.
with social media.
Totally.
I like that.
And there's this analogy that they use in the book.
Okay.
It's like a mental diet.
Oh, what you're feeding your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We choose what we eat
Yeah.
to keep our bodies healthy.
Mhm.
We should also choose what we consume
Okay.
online to keep our minds healthy.
I know. I've definitely fallen into that trap of
Oh,
just scrolling for hours.
Unable scroll.
Yeah.
It gets you every time.
And then I'm wait,
Yeah.
I don't even feel good.
What am I doing?
What am I doing?
That's why we got to be discerning
Okay.
about what we let into our hearts and minds.
That reminds me of that verse in Philippians.
Yeah.
It's Philippians 4.8,
Oh, yeah.
where Paul talks about
Yes.
focusing on whatever is true,
Mm-hmm.
noble,
Right.
right,
Pure,
lovely.
lovely. Lovely. It's like a checklist for your feed.
I love that.
So,
Yeah.
are the accounts you're following,
Yeah. Are they uplifting?
are they inspiring?
Are they matching up with those values?
Yes.
And if not,
Maybe it's time for a little
yeah,
social media cleanse.
spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Your feet.
I think it's easy to just follow whoever's popular
Yeah.
or whoever your friends are following, but
Yeah. But if they're not
good for you.
feeding your soul,
Yeah.
what's the point?
What's the
So you really got to be intentional
Yes.
about who you're following.
I think so.
Okay, so we've talked about
Yeah.
setting boundaries
Mm-hmm.
and being mindful about what you're consuming.
Totally.
But social media is social.
Right.
So how do we
How do we balance that, the need for connection
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
all the other stuff?
that's where the book talks about
Yeah.
this paradox
It's so
of we're so connected,
but we're so lonely.
but everyone feels isolated.
Exactly.
It's weird.
It's we're all connected, but not really.
Yeah.
So the book encourages us to
Yeah.
really use social media
Yeah.
to connect with people.
Yeah.
Especially in our faith communities.
Yeah.
Sharing encouraging words,
Mhm.
sharing scripture,
Okay.
having meaningful conversations.
So using it to actually
Yeah.
build each other up,
Exactly.
not tear each other down.
I love that.
And that reminds me of the story of the Good Samaritan.
Oh, tell me more about that.
He didn't just walk by the injured guy
Mhm.
on the side of the road.
Right.
He stopped and helped
Yeah.
and showed compassion.
Yeah, he saw the need and he met it.
And I think that's what we're called to do online
Right.
too.
I ain't
Look beyond
Yeah.
the filters and the perfect pictures
Mhm.
and see the human hearts
Yeah, the real people.
behind the screens.
Yes.
And just
Be present.
be present, be compassionate,
Yeah.
show up for people,
It's so important.
even in the digital space.
I think it's even more important
Yeah,
in the digital space.
because it's so easy to just
hide.
hide
Yeah.
and be anonymous.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
We're called to love our neighbors.
Yes.
And that doesn't stop
Absolutely
at
not.
the edge of the internet.
Our neighbors are everywhere.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this big, grand gesture.
No, it's the little things.
Yeah.
It's a comment.
Yeah.
A
But
DM.
feeling someone know
Yeah.
you're thinking of them.
Exactly.
I know I've definitely been on the receiving end of that.
Me too.
And it really does make a difference.
It makes you feel seen.
Yeah.
It makes you feel loved.
Yeah.
It makes you feel less alone.
Exactly. And that's what the book calls
Yeah.
digital discipleship.
I love that term.
So it's like not just about
Yeah.
what we consume online,
Hmm.
but what we contribute.
It's about being active,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
passive.
Okay.
So instead of just scrolling and liking.
How can we use our platforms to actually like make a difference?
Okay, so we've talked about like
Yeah.
setting boundaries, being mindful,
Mm-hmm.
and fostering genuine connection.
Yes.
But how do we find purpose
Yeah.
in all the chaos?
Yeah, it's the big question.
Yeah, like that's what the title of the book is talking about.
Exactly.
Finding purpose amidst
Yes.
social media chaos.
It's the journey.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, I think it starts with remembering who we are,
Yeah.
whose we are.
Yeah.
Like we're not defined by
Yeah.
our likes,
Or follow
our followers. Our
Yeah.
worth comes from
Yeah.
something much deeper.
You mean God?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And the book talks about
Yep.
viewing ourselves through that God's loving lens that we talked about.
Yeah.
Like recognizing that we're already enough just as we are
Yeah.
because of his love.
Because of God's love.
Yes.
Okay.
And that frees us from that pressure to like
Yeah.
chase validation.
Okay, but how does
Yeah.
knowing that
Yeah.
like actually translate into finding purpose?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because it's still so easy to get caught up
Oh, yeah.
in like
The comparison game
a comparison game.
never ends.
Yeah.
But I think the book encourages us
Yeah.
to focus on using our gifts
Okay.
to glorify God,
Yeah.
even in the digital space.
I
Like,
understand.
what are you passionate about?
Okay.
What breaks your heart?
Yeah.
What are you good at?
Yeah.
How can you use those things
Yeah.
to make a difference?
So it's about like
Yeah.
aligning your online presence
Right.
with your purpose,
Exactly.
with your God-given purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
It's about letting our faith
Yeah.
inform how we use social media.
So like asking yourself,
Yeah.
how can I use this platform
Yeah.
to reflect God's love?
Mm-hmm.
How can I use it to encourage others?
Yes.
How can I use it
Yeah.
to make a positive impact?
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
I love that.
Me too.
It's like taking all this energy
Yeah.
that we're putting into
the scrolling, all the liking.
and like channeling it
Yes.
towards something meaningful,
Something that matters.
something that matters.
Yeah. It reminds me of the parable of the talents.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Tell me more.
Okay, so the master,
Yeah.
he gives his servants
Okay.
different amounts of talents,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And he expects them
Yeah.
to invest those talents
Okay.
and multiply them.
Yeah.
And so it's like God has given us
Okay.
all these gifts and abilities,
Yeah.
and he wants us to use them
Yeah.
for his glory.
So instead of comparing ourselves to other people
Stop comparing
and like
it.
worrying about
Yeah.
whether we're measuring up,
It's not about that.
we should just focus on
Yeah.
using what we have
Yes.
to make a positive impact.
Exactly.
It's not about the size of your platform.
It's not about the number of followers. It's about faithfulness. That's really encouraging. I think so. It takes the pressure off. Yeah. You know, it's not about being perfect. It's not about being the next big influencer. It's about being faithful. Yes. With what God has given you. I love that. Whether that's like writing or speaking or whatever it is, creating art or just showing kindness to the people around you. That's what matters. Yeah, and the book talks about how, like, when you do that, when you focus on using your gifts to serve God and others, the joy follows. The joy follows naturally. Naturally. It's not about chasing. Yeah, you don't have to chase it. Likes or validation. It just comes. It just comes. And you're living out your purpose. It's about living out your purpose. Yes. And making a difference. Okay, so that brings us back to...
The book Navigating Faith.
Yes.
In a digital world,
Such a good book.
it's not about abandoning social media.
Yeah.
It's about redeeming it.
It's about using it for good.
Yeah, using it for good.
Instead of letting it use us,
Yeah.
we can use it.
And the book reminds us the digital world for all its challenges.
Yeah, it's got plenty of those.
Yeah.
But it also has
Yes.
opportunities.
It has a lot of good opportunities
Yeah.
to connect with people,
Mm-hmm.
to share your faith,
Yes.
to encourage one another.
It's about being a light.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Yeah, how do we even start?
Yeah, like what's the first step?
Yeah.
Well, the book suggests
Okay.
taking a step back
Okay.
and evaluating your digital habits.
Like, are you spending more time
Yeah.
scrolling than praying?
Oof, that's a good one.
Are you letting social media
Yeah.
dictate your mood?
How many likes did you get?
Yeah, or your sense of worth?
Are you using your platform
Yeah.
to build people up
Or tear them down?
or tear them down?
Yeah. Are you being a good digital citizen?
It's like a digital self-assessment.
I love that
Yeah.
digital self-assessment.
Right.
Like, are
Yeah, are
you
you using your powers for good?
using your powers for good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what would Spider-Man do?
And if the answer's no,
Yeah, what if you're not?
what do you do?
What do you do then?
Then it's time to
Yeah.
make some changes.
Make some changes.
Maybe unfollow some accounts.
Yeah, maybe set some limits
Yeah.
on your screen time.
Yeah.
Maybe be more intentional
Yeah.
about what you share
Yeah.
and what you say.
It's about taking those small steps
Yes.
to make your
Oh.
online presence
Mm.
more meaningful,
More aligned with your faith.
more aligned with your faith.
Yeah.
Be the change
Be the change.
you want to see.
You
Want to
live,
see.
even in the digital world.
Even online.
Even online.
It matters.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
even the smallest actions
Yes.
can make a difference.
They can have a ripple of.
Like think about
Yeah.
the woman who anointed Jesus's feet
Oh, yes.
with perfume.
Yeah.
Like that seemed like
Such a small thing.
a small thing.
But it was so powerful.
But it made a big impact.
It did.
So don't underestimate your
And
impact.
Even online.
Even online.
Even online.
Even online.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So as we wrap up,
yeah, as we're
first part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this?
Yeah, what's like the big takeaway?
Well, the book asks this question
Okay.
that I think really sums it up.
Okay.
It says, knowing that your worth is
Mhm.
not determined by
Yeah.
likes or followers,
Yeah.
but by God's love
Yeah.
and your unique purpose.
Yeah.
What small step
Yeah.
can you take today
Yeah.
to align your digital life
Yeah.
with your faith?
I love that.
Me-
So it's not about being perfect.
No, it's about progress.
Yeah.
It's a journey, not a destination.
It's about taking those small steps
Yeah.
to make your online presence
Yeah.
a reflection of your faith,
That's it.
of your values.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And remember,
Yeah.
you're not alone in this.
Yeah.
There's a whole community of
Yeah.
believers
Yeah.
who are trying to figure this out too.
Yeah.
So connect with them,
Yeah.
encourage each other,
Yeah.
and let's be a light together.
Let's be a light together.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us
Thanks for listening.
on this deep dive.
Yeah.
We hope it's been helpful and encouraging.
We hope you learned something.
And remember,
Yeah.
keep shining your light,
Keep shining.
both online and offline.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
It's like that parable, right?
Yeah, the parable of the talents.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about how much you have.
Yeah.
It's about what you do.
With what you've been given.
It's about being a good steward
Yeah.
of your gifts.
And that totally takes the pressure off.
I know it does for me.
Like you don't have to
Yeah.
be the most popular person online
Well,
or have the most followers
Nope.
to be making a difference.
you can make a difference right where you are
Right where you are?
with what you have.
Yeah.
And I think that's so freeing because it's like you
Yeah.
don't have to compare yourself to
Yeah.
anyone else.
Because God's given you
Mhm.
unique gifts.
Unique talents.
A unique purpose.
And when you focus on that,
Yeah.
the joy just comes naturally.
You don't have to chase it.
Nope.
It just flows
It's just flow.
from living out your purpose.
Yes.
And I think that's what the book is really getting at.
It's all about finding that purpose.
Yeah, like navigating faith
Mhm.
in this digital world.
Yeah.
It's not about like
Yeah.
ditching social media altogether.
Yeah. No, it's not about being anti-technology.
It's about like redeeming it,
Yes.
using it for good.
Using it intentionally.
Yeah, like being intentional
That's the key
about how you're using it.
because it's a powerful tool.
It is.
It can be used for good or for bad.
Like anything else.
Exactly.
So it's up to us
It's our responsibility.
to use it wisely.
And I think that's a really empowering thought
It is.
because we have a choice.
We do.
We can choose to be a light
Yeah.
in the digital darkness.
And that brings us back to
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier with the Good Samaritan.
Yes.
Like, he saw a need.
And he met it.
And he didn't just scroll past.
He didn't just keep walking.
He stopped and helped.
It got involved.
And I think that's a powerful reminder.
It is.
For all of us.
Because there are people hurting.
Yeah.
There are people struggling.
Yeah, even online.
Especially online.
Yeah.
And we can be that light.
We can be that light.
We can be that hope. Yeah.
For someone.
And it doesn't have to be this big
grand gesture. No, it can be a comment.
Yeah.
It can be a DM.
Yeah.
It can be
just letting someone know you're thinking of them.
Exactly.
You care about them.
And I think that's what digital discipleship is all about.
It's about being a disciple in the digital space.
Yeah, it's about living out your faith online.
In a practical way.
Yes.
It's about showing God's love
to the people around you.
In a tangible way.
In a real way.
Even if it's just through a screen.
It's still real.
It's still real.
It's so meaningful.
Yeah.
And it can make a difference. It can make a real difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about, like, using what we've been given, right? Like, not comparing ourselves to others, but being faithful with what we have.
And focusing on our own unique purpose.
Unique gifts.
Yeah, and I think
that takes the pressure off.
I know it does for me, too.
Yeah, because it's not about being the best or the biggest.
It's not a competition.
It's just about being faithful.
Yeah, using what you have to make a difference.
And that's so encouraging.
Yeah.
Because it means that anyone can make a difference.
Anyone can be a light.
No matter how small.
It's not about the size of your platform.
Yeah.
It's about the size of your heart.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about the size of your heart.
Yeah, and when you're focused on living out your purpose, the joy just follows.
Yeah, you don't have to chase it.
Nope.
It just comes naturally.
It's like a byproduct of being aligned with God's will.
Okay, so that brings us back to the book, Navigating Faith in a Digital World.
Such a good resource.
It's not about, like, ditching social media.
No, it's not about throwing away your phone.
Yeah, it's about redeeming it.
It's about taking something that could be used for bad and using it for good.
Yeah, like being intentional.
Intentional, that's the word.
About how we're using it.
Because it is a powerful tool.
It is, and it can be used.
For sure.
For both good and bad.
Like any tool.
Yeah.
It can be used to build or to destroy.
So it's up to us.
We have a choice.
To choose how we're going to use it.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what's so empowering about this message.
It is empowering.
It's like we're not just victims of the digital world.
Yeah.
We can be agents of change.
Yeah, we have agency.
We have a voice.
We have a voice.
We can make a difference.
And that brings us back to the story of the Good Samaritan.
He saw a need and he met it.
He didn't just keep scrolling.
He didn't look away.
He stopped and helped.
He made a difference.
And that's what we're called to do, too.
I think so.
Even online.
Especially online.
Yeah, like we could be that digital Good Samaritan.
We can see the needs around us.
And we can meet them.
Even if it's just a kind word or a listening ear.
Or a prayer.
Yeah.
A prayer. And that's what digital discipleship is all about.
It's about being the hands and feet of Jesus.
In the digital world.
It's about showing his love.
Yeah.
In a practical way.
So as we wrap up
this
deep dive into navigating faith in a digital world, what's the one thing?
The one big takeaway.
Yeah, like the one thing you want our listeners to remember.
I would say it's this.
Okay.
Your worth is not determined by likes or followers. Your worth comes from God.
Yes.
And you have a unique purpose.
Yeah.
That only you can fulfill.
To go out there.
Yeah.
And be a light.
Shine your light.
Use your gifts.
Use your gifts.
To make a difference.
Make a difference.
And remember, you're not alone.
We're all in this together.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.